Well, first of all, my big push is making sure we're focused on opportunity, making sure that every single day, all of us in Washington are trying to think about ways that we can help folks get good jobs, make sure that they're trained for the good jobs that are out there, make sure that those jobs pay, make sure our kids are getting a great education. Those are the issues that the American people still very much are concerned about. And obviously, there's going to be more that we can do if Congress is able to break through some of the gridlock. And if we're able to, for example, pass immigration reform, that is going to add growth to our economy, reduce our deficits.
You don't seem confident that that's going to happen.
No,
though.
I actually think that we have a good chance of getting.
Oh, I don't mean immigration reform. I mean the jobs issue, though.
I think there are going to be some issues where it's going to be tough for them to move forward, and I am going to continue to reach out to them and say, here are my best ideas. I want to hear yours. But as I said at the State of the Union, I can't wait, and the American people, more importantly, cannot wait. So when, for example, yesterday, I signed an executive order helping to set up starter retirement accounts for folks who may not have retirement accounts on the job. It is not as big as if we change overall our tax codes so that we're providing more incentives for working families to save, the same kinds of incentives that folks at the very top have. But it's still significant. It still makes a difference. And what we're doing here today, talking about job training, we actually already have a lot of resources for job training. The problem is it's not well coordinated, and oftentimes it's not funneled to those programs that are allowing companies to help community colleges, let's say, design the training so that somebody who goes through it knows they're going to get a job at the other end of it. Tomorrow is a great example of something that we're doing that doesn't involve any legislation or funding. We know that one of the biggest problems right now in the jobs market is the long-term unemployed.
Yeah, they're having trouble. People won't hire them because they've been unemployed so long.
Because they've been unemployed so long, folks are looking at that gap in their resume and they're weeding them out before these folks even get a chance for an interview. So what we've done is to gather together 300 companies just to start with, including some of the top 50 companies in the country, companies like Walmart and Apple and Ford and others, to say, let's establish best practices. Do not screen people out of the hiring process just because they've been out of work for a long time. We just went through the worst recession since the Great Depression, and so I'll be convening a meeting where a number of these top companies will be coming in, agreeing to these best practices, and we'll have an opportunity to encourage more people to come in. All those things cumulatively are going to have an impact. Will we be able to have more of an impact if we can get Congress, for example, to pass a minimum wage law that applies to everybody as opposed to me just through executive order, making sure that folks who are contractors to the federal government have to pay a minimum wage? Absolutely. And that's why I'm going to keep on reaching out to them, but I'm not going to wait for them.